Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. The trial itself is tied up in another investigation. Green is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists to create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scale provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Perhaps so, and knowing my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. But as for your task, we only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you, with your permission of course. In that case, Urianger and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I expect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you'll be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow the drunken Deepa's lead and try not to fall behind. You're struck by a powerful blast of ether but suffer no ill effects. You're struck by another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. You're struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject Fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. You're struck by the strongest blast of Aether yet, but survived completely unscathed. Aetheric explosion testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on keeping your composure and your humors. Ah, you returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign. Come, let me take the Deepa off your hands. Having exhausted all of its ether, the drunken Deepa is now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its aether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Nope. And the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. Herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arkasodara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out! Gods, that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit wheat grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, and if you would be so good as to stand guard. Kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radz-at-Han. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radz-at-Han. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radz-at-Han to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I have enough spirit wheat to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? Green, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Oh, isn't that how I know she's about to send you on another errand? Wonderful. If you will excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidhana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when I last looked, there was still a plenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about the tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since then inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it needs new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while the kidnappers are at large. Green, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, Its applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all, has applications. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant's Gold Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zainuha. He'll furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamza, Mistress Nidhana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the Hamza to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. These are our Hamza grain. If the creatures look familiar, it is because they are close kin to your Eosian dodos. Hamza have been kept as livestock in Thavnair, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You are ready? Then let us depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Mount the Hamza and travel to the outpost. Whee! Let us be off. We haven't ridden dodos before, but you wonder they have a wobbling gait. That spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called a katga. Which means sword. This sword, legend holds, was wielded by the Manusia against the Merga before it cast down a conflict's end. To the left, and requiring no instructions, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Discover a new location, leveled up. Almost there. Though the main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. And here we are. Manned by the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Varshan? On an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me to collect on your report. Come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. Simply do our duty. We are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed a relative peace and calm these last few days, this remains a front line of battle, no place for children. Your predecessors too often travel alone. It's been what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition, and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering. But I still worry for you. You'll be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you. For you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. Who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Green Slime of the Aeolzian contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Aeolzia, you say? Tals have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what's the situation like? May I suggest you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties will stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of us are understandably anxious. We'll be glad for any tidings you can share. You two, bring Valshan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. Ah, I heard about you. Visitor from Aeolzia. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We all know that they're the ones behind the tower and that they declared a war on the whole world. Why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything they have like Aeolzian and Far Eastern brothers. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zod, as folk is taking to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did in the Isle of Narodair. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting aether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with a tower in your homeland? Our struggles are not unique. Then our hopes still lie with the talismans. You must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. It occurs to me I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and promote only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What are the towers Aeolzia? Do they likewise spawn monsters? Don't you know it? So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outsider aid to be answered. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Radz-at-Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer, however. I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamza, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Though the Hamza appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its pack. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with the Radiant Beastkeeper at the Hamza hatchery to mount it again. No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the Hamza dashes off.
Welcome.
Alright, this is indeed the Giant Skull grounds. I am Zeynuha. Is there something you require? Giant Skull for the alchemists, you say? Of course they shall have it. They live a tireless city of the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. There you are, sack of the purest Giant Skull. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver, let the good folk of the great work know that we're grateful for their efforts. They need more, they need but ask. Ah, welcome back, Green. Dare I hope you have the Giant Skull? Sack of Giant Skull. A hempen sack filled to the brim with the chunks of the purest Giant Skull. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. One that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test, so take your ease while you can.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavnair, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, Our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see?
Thought I saw a punchable face.
Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
Thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.